there. Today we're going to do something a little special. We're going to do some bird ASMR. And because Mango here is almost the same color as the green screen, we won't be green screening. I'm not going to be doing makeup because I am doing some makeup, but I'm not doing my hair because, well, there's no point. We're going to be messy and silly. You're going to see the microphone and you're going to listen to some wonderful bird sounds. So these guys have really, really neat feather sounds that they make when you're petting them. They're just absolutely fantastic. Now Cinnamon likes scritches, which you're going to hear here, I hope. And Mango likes kisses, which should also be tingly sounds for you. He doesn't like it though if I make too much noise while I'm petting him. Isn't that right, Cinnamon? Cinnamon. Can we turn around so we can show people your pretty cheeks? Yes. Mango. I hope you can hear these sounds because they're lovely. I'm going to be intersplicing a bunch of little videos. And I recorded some of their sounds separately so you can hear. This is, I think, the best live animal ASMR you can have. And then they make lovely, lovely sounds when they eat. So we're going to do a little bit of treats. Now Mango here likes certain ASMR sounds. She likes soft speaking. She likes personal attention. Are you going to groom yourself now, buddy? Or do you want more? Yeah, go ahead and groom yourself because that's some good sounds too. Can I turn you around so the camera can see you grooming yourself? Is that okay? You want more scritches? He puts his head down when he wants more scritches. Sometimes he's just being naughty. Hey, can you do me a favor and bite the microphone? Can you? Ow, my ear. Okay, attention for you too. Kisses, kisses, kisses. How about some chips? There you go. Cinnamon sometimes likes these as a treat. These ones are too salty, so we won't do that. So obviously, gotta be careful feeding them people food. I don't like that either. Let me get you one that's less tough. Here, how about that? You like that? Perfect. Very good ASMR, buddy. You want some too, Mango? No, she doesn't like that it's blue. I'm sorry, I don't have the plain ones. I have ones that are too salty for you, and then I have these that Cinnamon is enjoying. She will do tapping. I have a little video for you in a little bit of her doing some tapping ASMR for you. I honestly think that they're some of the best little nature's natural ASMR artists. And yes, I'm a disaster, and that's okay, because I have birds and you don't. So these are actually both, these are actually both registered. These are actually both registered as emotional support animals. I had to repeat that line 3 times because she kept interrupting me with loud cheeps. I like that one. What? You can keep eating. You don't have to listen to me. He likes soft sounds and he can sometimes say I love you. You're doing such a good job, baby. These are so tingly. These are such good tingle sounds. You want some? You want some too? Yeah. She likes to just take one. Oh, I'll drop it right down in the old crotch. There we go. Now she's a lovebird and they can be really naughty. I don't mean to be speciest, but it's true. And she will try to bite his toes, so I have to keep them a little bit distance apart. Lovebirds can be so aggressive, they'll attack like macaws, they'll attack birds that are way bigger than them. So like I was saying, these are both registered emotional support animals. And he can talk a little bit. And I think personally that they're way better. Sorry, I'm holding on to it. I think they're way better emotional support animals than dogs because they have the intelligence to be able to communicate They can be just as cuddly, but of course I'm going to get screwed for saying it. It's just, I think that that's where the evidence would be if it wasn't so difficult to keep birds humanely. A lot of people keep birds in cages, which is actually quite horrible because, like, a cockatiel like this, he will be traveling in the wild. He would have a range of several miles. Not so much, not like a macaw. Macaws go tons and tons of miles, so really keeping a macaw in one cage is quite terrible. Cinnamon might have a little neighborhood if he were out in the wild. These guys in Australia, they flock together with parakeets. Now, lovebirds, I believe she's an African species. I don't remember if they have South American and African species. She wouldn't be together with him in the wild. You want to come closer to me? I appreciate you. I appreciate your nice sound. Hey, can I have you get closer to the mic, sweetheart? I know. So keeping them in cages is not too nice. And so there's actually even an avian protection society that wants to get rid of bird ownership altogether. My issue with that is that historically, the best way to protect a species from disappearing is to also breed it in captivity. I mean, no one's ever heard of an extinct cow, right? And as soon as we started breeding alligators in captivity in Florida, they solved the population problem. They were on the verge of going extinct, and now they're like, there's an overpopulation. So it kind of goes back to what I've said in other videos. This studying history is so important because otherwise we make a lot of assumptions based on our basic reason rather than based on empiricism. I'm very much an empiricist and not a rationalist, if you want to talk philosophy. And so historically, oh, he's grinding now. I'm going to show you this. Grinding is this thing they'll do when they're happy, and it's a lovely sound. Can you do it closer to the mic? I've recorded some grinding separately for you as well, so you can hear. These, I think, are lovely sounds for sleep. But anyway, so I think breeding them in captivity is really important because otherwise macaws are totally going to go extinct, because you cannot, in your Western animal protection beliefs, enforce those on indigenous populations. You can do your best to try to educate your way, but you can't be like, my way is the best way, and therefore you have to end all your indigenous actions that involve, and unfortunately some of them involve bird hunting, or there's a lot of deforestation because of poverty. So until you solve the problem of poverty, you're not going to solve that deforestation problem, and we don't have decades and decades to wait for that problem to go away. We need to protect these species now, and so in order to protect them now, I'm a big fan of breeding birds in captivity. The problem is that treating them humanely, these guys have the run of the entire house, just like a dog would. He's clipped right now because we had to travel on a journey, which is a whole nother debate. I've owned a lot of birds, and I've found that unfortunately sometimes clipping is necessary for safety. We travel a lot, and when we travel with the birds, I don't want them to get hurt flying into something. I had a bird once that flew into a fan, and that was pretty horrible and traumatic, and that's not something I want to repeat. But normally he's unclipped, and so, in fact, this is the first time in his entire life he's been clipped, was recently, and I don't like, she said, no thank you. Sometimes she'll eat from my mouth, and sometimes she'll try to clean my teeth, which is a little gross, but I love her. So most of the time, Cinnamon is unclipped, and he flies throughout the house, and he does whatever he wants. He has complete free reign of the house. They're very small, both of them, so they like to explore all different nooks and crannies. We have to make sure the house is safe, and most of the time they're under supervision. They have a cage they sleep in, but during the day, and actually we leave the door open so they can, if they get up earlier than us, they can come out. And it's huge. It's very big, because you really shouldn't keep a lovebird together with a cockatiel because they can be nippy. So it's separated. We took a giant sugar glider cage, and then I modified it so that it's split in the top and bottom. Now she's grinding now. I don't know if you can hear it. Grind, baby, grind. Make the sounds for the people. I don't know if you can hear the ducks in the background. So, these guys actually kind of... Yes, you want more chips? No, we full. Yeah, that was a lot for a little bird tummy. These are like, they're all natural and don't have a lot of salt in them. So we gotta be careful what we give the little birds. Usually they have a special NutriPellet diet. And that's another big problem, is that bird owners who are brand new, they don't realize this is a huge commitment. This is like having a baby that will never grow up. Because these guys can live 15 years. So I might still have, I don't think I have 15 years with Cinnamon, but I may have another 12, 13 years with both of them. And that's a long time. So, and unfortunately, a lot of times they die early because they're not really well taken care of. They don't have a very good diet. So we use a NutriPellet foraging diet, which has been, remember, I love the evidence base. So I found a study from a veterinarian society that found that that was better nutrition and more similar to what they have in the wild. Then like a seed diet is terrible. You don't just give them seeds, and that's the problem, is people put them in a cage, give them only seeds, and they're miserable. So I also don't buy pet store ones. I usually get them off Craigslist when I buy birds, because the pet store ones haven't been really handled. So then they're going to be miserable. If you're going to have a bird in captivity, you have to stimulate its brain. It has to have fun. She loves this and also hates this. So it gets her really excited. You want nose touches? Oh, that's an invitation to pet, but that's not an invitation for me to pet her. She's tapping her head. My husband is allowed to pet her when she puts her head down. I'm really not. She might bite me, actually. Are you? And so when she's really happy and relaxed, sometimes she'll indicate for me that she's ready to be pet, like he does when he puts his head down. But then it's a trick, and she'll actually bite me. So she prefers my husband. She's very she's a one-person bird. He will tap my head if I do this, because he doesn't like something coming up under the hair. Can you get those tapping sounds? Can you get yeah, those sounds? Good boy. You're such a good boy. So she doesn't mind nose touches though. Yes, you like nose touches. She likes to be touched on the nose by me, but she won't let me touch her head or body, and I respect that. I respect that. That is her choice. It is her little body. And it doesn't have to be touched if she doesn't want it to be touched. But she loves my husband, and she'll cuddle all up with him and let him pet her head. It's really sweet and cuddly and relaxing to watch. I get jealous sometimes, but we did get the Lovebird so he could have someone to cuddle with. So, it's okay. I'm okay with it. Have more. You dropped it all. You dropped it all right on my lap. Yeah. I think you're going to really enjoy this video. This is awesome bird ASMR, like right next to my ear. What she's doing is she's breaking down these Love you. Stretches. Stretches, stretches. This is. Teddying stretches and tisses. Making beard sounds. Loves this.